It's looking almost like Arabia or some such.
But reveal the map.
Gonna be revealing it just now, and oh no, it was just looking like in Arabia and its islands. Yep, so we actually hit the mother lode in here, and we are looking at double Vikings with Spanish against double Vikings with Mongols. So what do you think is going to be better, Mongols or Spanish?
First 30 to 35, probably Mongols, and then later on Spanish. Because Spanish, you know, they don't get any crazy economy bonuses, but they have a very nice tech tree. They have a full tech tree in the blacksmith. They get cannon galleons. Yeah, better in the late game.
Yep, that would also be something that might really come into play. And looking at the island so far for potential late game, as we are expecting this game might be a bit longer, it's almost looking like that Blue's Island is basically the best for late game trading, as it's the longest one. Like by a lot, as opposed to the other players and such, so that might be a bit of an advantage for the Jedi Masters. But otherwise,
not so sure about, you know, trade lines, etc., and on islands, because it can always get sniped so easily because you can't wall on water. So it's more about the extra islands where gold is. So let's take a look at those. There's a nice one between purple and influenza, so that one will be fought over 3 golds at least.
that's a nice one.
Yes, 3. And where are the others? One between Robo and Heimdall. So there's some gold. Just, well, 4 piles.
That's actually a very nicely spawned islands, because often you see it's one of the little extra islands being in basically one team's power, and this is going to be fought over on both flanks, which is very nice to see. And the middle islands are basically just with stone, or just. It's also important for castles, of course.
Not
but
as
still,
important, yeah.
The golds are a whole lot more important, and so far, yep, those are definitely in pretty fair positions, and it's going to be up to the players to fight with, or rather for them. Otherwise, we are looking at Mongols are on the left, so they are on the flank, not really in the pocket. Would have been a much better position. And it's basically the same for the opponent, so they are having the odd civilizations against each other. So they will be having pretty much a full-on 1v1 to decide who's going to be better in this game. And looking
I'm
like
just
that
looking at, yeah.
Neo is going for it without any kind of fear. Dropping an aggressive dock. Right in front of his island, not really going for the back there.
I just had a quick look at all the players, and the map is not bugged at all. So this is a very nice islands map. Very nice, I have to say.
I was definitely, I'm kind of interested in the Mayos Island, or the Mios Island, that is having, I don't know, some kind of peninsula, or how to call it, at the very top. Might actually allow him to drop a very interesting castle into a very nice place. Basically at the top,
Yes,
into the choke point.
In these team games on island, the central position is so important. We could always, or almost compare it to chess, you know, the central field. So, yeah, very nice possibility to drop castles. And also these stone islands in the center, obviously they're just an invitation to drop castles.
That they definitely are. Looking around the maps, I so far haven't really seen, exactly as you said, any kind of problems with resources. Everything seems to be even in a pretty good position farther away from the shoreline, so should be pretty much safe, even if they are not having any kind of good time with the water fighting. And on the right, Heimdall also going for aggressive docks, so they definitely do feel confident on this map, as both flanks are going for forward docks. Whereas is pretty much the opposite right now for Robo, who is going for a bit more defensive one. Whereas Influence, you know, he is going for a standard. But might not be all that lucky, because of course that will mean that he doesn't have all that many fishies close by. Doing basically just one large fish and then a few short fish.
Yeah.
So second dog should be probably going a bit more into the corner to the bottom, where there are a lot of extra to help him. But looking behind the blue island, for example, that seems like a pretty nice spawn for him, because he might be tempted to drop docks somewhere along the long side of his island, and he basically cannot make a bad placement which doesn't happen all
Yeah,
that often. Especially
very
looking,
good
for
fish for
example,
blue. I
at
agree.
the green at the bottom. He's having basically the opposite. He's having absolutely horrible placement right next to the wall. He make a lot of
Yeah,
mistakes in there.
but he will probably notice and build a second dock more to the west a little, and
Yeah,
then get good fish. Yeah.
the corner is not hard bad for him. The same as it for Influenzino. And at the top, the corner is not that great for blue, for John Bowie. He doesn't have all that many fish in there because he is really quite close to the end of the map. I'm kinda curious where he's gonna build the docks, if he's gonna try and push his luck a bit to the right, closer to Robo, which will of course result in them stealing fishes from each other, or if he's going to be recognizing the situation and moving a bit more to the left, where he's right now having the villagers going for the shorefish and for the berries as well. That would be probably the best placement for the second dock.
All right. Oh, look at Influenza's dog. See what's going on there?
Oh my, somebody's transporting soon.
And take a look at Mio's dog.
Huh. Okay, so that's 4 willies. And right now Influenzio, is he actually thinking he has already landed his opponent?
I hope not, but he has a scout with him, so that's
He'll
good.
know soon enough. It's an island, and he will have to move ship a bit further. Right now going next to the transport ship, realizing that this is not the final destination.
He must be cursing a little.
Yeah, because he's losing time, of course, as few villagers are right now
And
trickling
there's
in.
also the fishing ships from Mio that could give the exploration. And now
It's literally the same happening from me.
and the
Oh
thing
my
is
god.
that transport ships can't do any damage, so they will just greet each other.
They actually missed each other.
Uh,
They actually literally
did
missed
they?
each other.
Oh, but there's houses everywhere, so Mio must know.
Mio knows,
Mio,
but
yeah, he must
Influenzio
know.
hasn't seen him. He hasn't seen him. I have had a fog of war on him and view,
All right.
point of view, and he hasn't known. He hasn't seen him. Well, that's going to
Oh,
be a nasty surprise.
this could be such a nasty surprise, as you said. Uh,
So we are
well,
seeing outpost. That's a clever because he needs to know where to build the towers. I would be expecting. He might be trying to
there's
take a tower gold or stone. Right now, all of the
well,
stone being gathered for Mio, so he's definitely towering.
well. It looks like Influenza is interested in archers. He has 4 villagers on gold, while Mio is interested in a tower rush with Spanish. Oh, and Spanish villagers build faster, so that explains why they picked Spanish, not for the late game, but for the building bonus.
Right now,
30%
purple is
faster.
unfortunately, yes, actually let his presence known, but maybe he went, I don't know, somewhere along the shore and actually decided that he's gonna be visible. But of course, right now,
Well,
Influence knows what's up, and he at least
yeah,
does have barracks.
Influenza. Yeah, he just fought the scout, so he must know. There's one villager walking out, outpost coming up. Oh, but the tower is on 7, let's say 800 HP already.
Yeah,
The
that's going to
tower
be a
might
bit too
go
late.
up before the
He's seen
outpost.
already the second tower, unfortunately, as the other one is
Okay,
already up.
okay, but you know, islands is really easy to wall, and he does have.
Oh my.
Let me quickly take a look. Influenza. He does have the resources to drop a tower, but it must be a good position to stop the Trosh. And I think it is a good position. He just needs to wall the north now.
Yeah, right
2
now
villages
two
down.
villages dead, unfortunately, because he was trying to get into the wall. But quick walling
Oh,
from Mio was basically without any kind of
oh,
mistake or
but if
anything.
this tower goes up, then he needs to destroy the tower. Nah, he went back.
Oh
Destroy
my.
the tower.
Yeah, they're shooting into each other right now, and he killed the villager. So it seems like that the battle should be going, of course, for the purple, or rather for the teal one, as purple didn't shoot at it fast enough. So what's going to be the plan now? Because there are 5 villagers from Influenzio in the tower, whereas there are just 4 for purple. So of course he's not gonna win the battle.
I mean, Influenza, he's working on his own forward. And there's 2 towers already, so he can't do damage there. Then again, there's a defensive tower on wood, so Influenza won't do too much damage, and he's busy defending his own land. But it's looking good. The tower is going down. Only 1 tower left, really, in a minute for Mio. So if Influenza walls the north, you know, you need to wall out, or wall in, rather, the tower rush, then this could work nicely.
What I
Let's
see
take a
as
look
a
on the water.
potential
There's a big...
problem for
Yeah.
influencing you right now could be that he's having a lot of idle villagers. Because he's basically having
Yes.
5 villagers inside the tower, and he had them
Yes.
idle a lot before. And
And
also, on the Mayos Island, he's having about 3 extra villagers that are not doing anything.
true, true. And I was looking in the north, there was a rather big fight between Robo, Dark Knight, and Heimdall. Ah, nice patrol. So Robo sees this coming.
So yeah, the water battle seems to be still going on, but this is really curious that both of these players at the bottom chose the same strategy with different civilizations.
Mm.
That's really kind
So,
of funny. And it's looking like that actually the attempt right now by the purple player is kinda stopped, as he is even moving away with the villagers. He has already sent them through the transport ship to the middle island. So he's probably going to be attempting to somehow conquer it for himself. Not a bad idea, whereas there are still at least a few archers. Actually quite a lot of archers, as there are 2 flanks to the army of Influenzio on Purple's Island. And the one galley in there at the bottom, the little pond.
yeah, just scouting, getting information in. And he could drop a nice tower actually below the main gold. If he
Yeah,
cuts off that gold, then that's really bad for Mio.
that could definitely happen, because the second gold is already basically cut off because of the tower by teal player, and red is, or rather teal, now what is the color? Purple. Purple is aiming for a kind of a dangerous situation, as right now the archers right next to the tower are of course not being shot at, but they are killing the villagers in there.
No fletching yet, but they will get it probably soon. Now it's
Yeah.
just 3 archers without fletching and they will go down. We will
Yep,
get a villager,
with the micro in there.
yeah.
Okay, so that seems pretty much it for the left side, but the tower is coming up exactly as you said.
Yeah,
And it doesn't seem
looking
like that
good.
it's going to be stopped, because Mio probably doesn't know about it at all.
Let's
Can we
take
switch
a
into his
quick
point of
look. I
view?
will look
Ah, he
for
sees
you.
it.
He does see it, but he's probably distracted. Where did this one villager go from Mio in the north?
Yeah, to his death apparently. The one at the
I
bottom, but
yeah,
otherwise we
okay.
are looking at pretty much not much happening somewhere else. Doesn't even seem like that Influenzio will be continue with the production of army all that much, even though he still seems to be. That's 5 of them, as Heimdall died in the Castle Age. Whereas Jumbo is already in the Castle Age. He goes quite a lot faster, and on the water,
Ooh,
maybe seeing interesting stuff happening pretty soon, as we are on the land.
Mio.
Oh yeah, the
Mio
tower
used the
right next to the
transport
gold.
ship. And Mio used the transport ship to build a tower in
At the bottom.
yeah, in Influenza's land there.
That's
It's
pretty
going
clever.
back and forth. Yeah.
He's right now basically
And
blocking all the food, and he's also blocking the gold on the left, which is super important, but looking at the second placement, it's looking so far that Influenzio will be able to defend it through his own tower.
you
He's
know,
faster.
Influenza had 2 farms and access to berries, and that is, well, almost gone. Only 1 farm working. He can't even research. Well, he's getting fletching now, but he can't keep his town center going. He's really starving for food.
Yeah, right now another for the towers, of course, going to be won by Influenzio. So those villages, as Mio is right now giving up on it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be for the line of defense, and there are at the top, there seems to be a pretty big fight. The Dark Knight fighting against the blue and red together. And right now getting the war galleys, so that should be exactly a pretty good point for him to fight, but you mustn't forget that he's right next to Robo. And of course Blue as well, so that means that any kind of reinforcements are going to be there much sooner for the opponents than for him, even though he's having some double flank in the middle. Basically just not doing anything. I'm not exactly sure what he's waiting there for, because of course you cannot expect any kind of fighting anywhere else. Whereas on the right corner there is Heimdall versus Roboboro in another battle. But War Galley is coming up yet again. It's Roboboro being a bit late through Castle Age, and yet that means it is at the wrong time, or rather at the wrong spot at the wrong time. At the top it seems like that the Dark Knight is right now falling back, which he definitely should, and Gain seems to be switching a bit to the right side, as he is thinking that there might be something for him to kill, maybe helping Heimdall or some such, not exactly sure.
Well, Influenza's defending okay, but Mio is up to Castle Age now. And on the water, Heimdall looks really strong. Let's take a look at the military. 41 military for Heimdall, 41 for Dark Knight. And where's all the military from Mio coming from? Does he have so many warships, or how does he have... Oh, no, it's... Sorry, I
Oh, he
was looking at
doesn't.
villagers. It's only
Yes. Yeah.
one military, yeah, for Mio, sorry. That was, yeah, wrong column.
Okay, it
So
seems
that's
like that right
40.
now, last villager from Influence you just died to the towers in the middle. So that's pretty sucky situation for him because it basically stops him from being able to harass his opponent. Don't ask him how's it going, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I
having
mean,
their own game.
we were just talking about military, so that is 83 military against, well, 60. Less probably, so more military on the map for VN right now.
Yeah, Mio coming into Castle Age is probably going to be quite important, but as you have some villages still, he still does have the 3 villages on this island. And can he fit some kind of building in there, like Siege Workshop probably? Well, maybe he might, exactly where they are standing. Might actually fit. Let's see what he's gonna right now do. Influence you just calling that he's dead. Well, yeah, we gonna have to agree. He doesn't have any kind of food or anything. Right now, of course, the advance to Castle Age is going to be a pretty big problem, and he's
Oh,
dropping a
and a
castle.
castle. Oh,
Oh my.
castle drop.
I'm not right now sure if he could actually from the town center shoot at them. He can. So that was kinda, yeah, bad
Yeah,
placement.
greedy, very greedy
He needs to
from
delete one of the
Mio.
palisades in there, and he's going to be fine to build it one more
like
further.
a tile to the back. Yes.
Yeah, he can delete that palisade in there, and he could be building it better. But right now he's moving for something else, or maybe he could just move, or rather sneak the villages around the shoreline, and build the castle in a bit better position next to the water. But he's
Big
going
water
to the
fight
left.
in the right corner.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty big one right now. With both Jumbo and Roboboro against just Heimdall, but Heimdall is basically right next to his dog, so he's quite fine. Send some extra reinforcements of areas, and he's also kind of winning the battle, it seems like.
Honestly, I don't know why they're still fighting. It's plain obvious that Orange Heimdall here has way more ships there. They should go back, preserve the units, not just lose everything.
Especially considering the huge army right now from Dark Knight in the middle of the map that is coming through.
Ooh, that's a long green line.
That will be a punishment right there. And it's a GG actually being called right now. So yep,
Yes.
it's the third game that will decide the championship of RTS League season Age of Empires to the Conquerors Clan League season 39. And Vikingos Nomaras do have their title, their very first title in the history of RTS League. That is already 16 years long. And in the second attempt, it did work out. So the Jedi Master Z will have to try another season. But the Ents, they are the winners of season 39, so congratulations.
Yeah, I'll have to say for Jedi it is already a big success to have entered the finals and to score or to place second. And congratulations to VN, they have deserved it. If you would have asked me, you know, straight off the bat, I would have said, oh, they must have won RTS League like 5 years ago. So if this is the first time, then it is really well deserved. Congratulations.
Most definitely, and both of these clans definitely deserve to be in the finals, but in the final battle, we have to say that VNs simply did play better, especially in the first and third map. They proved that they knew what they were doing, and on this water map, I was just, what is the actual possibility or other chance that both teams are going to go for the absolutely same strategy? Just literally go right next to each other, their transport ships. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing overall.
Yeah. It was a bit of a mistake from me to expect late game from Spanish because we are talking 3v3. In 3v3 you would still go for early aggression rather. So yeah, of course, Spanish can go for a deadly tower rush. And it actually, I think Influenza handled it quite well. And we didn't really pay too much attention to the, let's say, ordinary water play with galleys and war galleys, but that went much better for VN. and the 1v1 there, the landing duel between Flu and Mio was just a little bit more fun to watch for us and maybe for the viewers as well.
Yeah, definitely. Just looking right now at the achievements and the advances into middle, 839 for Influenzia and Mio at 951. So these are pretty unusual advanced times, of course, on a water map, especially for Influenzino. 839. Yeah, that doesn't happen all that often.
Yeah, no, it was a nice third game, worthy to be the last one of this season, I think.
All right.
And
So I'm gonna
yeah,
just call it a GG for it, and we might just talk about the last game and the match a bit further now. And of course, yet again, congratulations to Vikingos Nomaras, who needed just 3 games to advance, and I think they actually needed just 3 games in the semifinals as well against Vix, so they were pretty strong. And in the quarterfinals with NC, they won 3-1. So basically all the games were pretty fast for them. Rather all the matches, so they played well.
yes, I mean, both teams are rather aggressive, or oriented for early aggression. So I don't think that's a bad thing. The time a game takes is not really an indicator for its quality.
What I really liked about Vikingos Nomaras this season was, I said it a bit before, that they absolutely obviously prepared for the matches, which is exactly what you want to see. As often you see teams basically just not really knowing what to do on the preset maps, but that definitely didn't happen with them. They always had some prepared strategy, and that's exactly what wins you the game in the team games. Because even if you are some super skiller like Viper or I don't know whoever else, you just have quite lower chances of winning if you don't prepare and your opponents do. That's
No,
always
of course, a well let's say a well-trained team or a team of 1800s who are used to playing together, they can move mountains, they can beat random 2Ks every day. It's teamwork is important, and it's why I like team games myself.
well. So basically, the only team that VNs lost to this season that were CZs in the group stage. I think it was the last round of the group stage. They lost 2-0, so that's the only loss for them. So I think pretty successful season for them overall. Not exactly
Well
sure if they
deserved.
expected it at its very start, but they most definitely came through. And deservedly are going to be ending the 30s of RTS leagues compared to the Conquerors Clan League as the champions. It's also quite interesting because this time around we are having 2 new clans in the first 2 places in RTS League, because the previous 5 seasons it was, or rather 4 or 5, 4 seasons it was 3 times CZs winning, and 1 time they were second, and against them LOS they were, I think, twice second and 1 winners. So it was basically just those 2 clans winning absolutely everything. But right now there was a bit of a revolution from maybe clans that not many could have expected it. At the start of the season, you would definitely say that clans like Chapter or Run Forest Run would be having a better chances.
I was gonna say there is always NSC to reckon with, right? So yeah, some strong clans in the RTS league. It's not just one clan winning everything, and it's also nice that the lower tier clans are actually, not just saying, "Ah, we have no chance whatsoever," but they're signing up. I think it's always between 25 and 35 teams, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much something like that it is, and we've already had actually quite a lot of teams asking when the next season is gonna happen, because this one took quite a long time actually. And I'm thinking about it, it took almost something like 5 months. Yeah, it's really a lot because there was a lot of delay gained by the stupid Christmas, so definitely need to avoid it this year. That was
Yeah,
like maybe even almost 2 months extra. That's really a lot. That
yeah.
definitely didn't help anything at all, but still, the clans stuck through it, deservedly claimed the banners in there. So the bronze, if you haven't seen, has been played 2 weeks ago between CZs and VIX. That came into CZ Clan 3-0. so they didn't really go without banner out of the season again. So that's 5 seasons for them with banner in a row. That's almost like RVK some 10 seasons ago, where they've ever been in, I think, 5 times in a row. They actually
Yeah,
won.
RVK. RVK in its prime was really impressive there. I remember.
That was a pretty great run, and exactly in season 31 they did beat even VNs. And if I had a look at it correctly, back then, if I remember it, it was still best of 3, and the match ended 2-1 for RVK. And apparently, due to comments, the games were pretty epic, and even the recorded games on AoC Zone are having almost 600 downloads, so these were pretty great games apparently.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so I guess we have
Mhm.
or rather pretty much talked about everything that we needed to talk about.
Yeah,
So
and I just wanted to say one more thing. I think the next season for RTS League will be even bigger, will get more exposure, so looking forward to it a lot.
I'm kind of thinking so as well, because so far, or rather so far, the last about 2 or 3 seasons were basically kind of plagued by the fact that they were directly competing with high money team tournaments. Last, or was it autumn? It was basically the Grandmasters thing. That was the whole, I don't know what was it, September and such and more. And then usually in the spring and to the summer, that was the Nations Cup the last 2 years. And we usually ran quite close to each other, because of course we are also running for at least 2 or 3 months. It's usually the length of the season, more like the 3.
Yeah,
Sometimes it gets
yeah.
even longer, and that's of course making some clans not sign up, even though we still do have even the best players, like for example RFR, that are usually laden with representatives of nations like exactly NBL, Spain, and such. So we still do get those clans, but of course some teams are not really thinking that they can manage the competitions and the mods, so
Hmm.
hopefully 40 that will be starting in like about 2 weeks is going to be better.
And obviously, RTS League is not just AoC, but it is AOT as well. And any other games? I don't even have to.
Well, in the
Uh,
past we have
yeah,
hosted quite a lot of extra, of course, Age of Empires 3, which, by the
yeah.
way, we are thinking might be attempting to launch again, because there seems to
Uh-huh.
be some kind of want amongst the teams, the
Yeah.
community, that they might be interested in some kind of competition like that. So we are definitely going to be looking into it, as the competitive scene is quite alive still. So there might
Mm.
be a chance for
So,
it.
what what was I, or what I was going to say is that AOC RM could actually help, or push the AOC division of RTS League a little bit more in the future. So really looking forward to next season, as I said.
Most definitely. Okay, so I think really we've talked about pretty much everything, so it's about time to wrap up, and potentially there might be some still games from the Hippo tournament of Nilfer, or maybe something else. Maybe definitely will be somebody streaming, as everybody, or rather anyone, is still streaming at any time.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And
yep, thank you for joining me today, Janet. Hope you
it was a
enjoyed the
pleasure, and
games.
thank you for all your work, Blackadder.
Well, also thank you for all of your work. So, yeah, we can kind of few of the guys that do some kind of stuff around the community that hopefully is appreciated by the players themselves, looking at RTS League, and of course the work behind Wubi and such. It seems like that the players do enjoy it. And well, I'm going to be reminding everyone that if you are interested in more games like you have seen today, definitely follow us here on this channel and also on our second channel, RTS League 2, as sometimes there are just too many games at once to be able to stream as just one channel. And we are of course having YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and such things for everything that the modern communities of gaming actually know. And you can find all the links below the stream in the
Yeah,
buttons that we
very
have prepared.
very nice design, very nice social media work. I should learn a things or two from you, Blackadder. Good work
Oh
there.
well. Well, I could definitely use some kind of work on my streaming from you, so I'm definitely be looking into it, put some work into scene switcher and such, as I think it's kind of time for that, as I'm streaming more and more lately. So I
Yeah,
guess I'm going to be annoying you with that a bit sooner.
I'm looking forward to it. So I think there's not much more to say from my side. Thank you everyone who participated in this season, and yeah, last words from Blackadder, I guess.
Yeah, yet again, also thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed all the streams this season. And well, I'm being Blackadder with Janet at the RTS Season channel, and see you in the next season, number 40.
See you.